My teacher told me I'd never make it. I named my company after her insult. Her voice still echoes in my head sometimes. Sharp, dismissive, unforgettable. It was senior year, and I had just finished presenting a business idea to the class. I was nervous, but proud of what I'd done. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine. When I finished, my teacher, Mrs. Keller, looked me dead in the eyes and said, "This is nonsense. You're just another dreamer who'll end up working for someone smarter." The class laughed. I laughed too, pretending it didn't sting. But that day changed everything. I stopped raising my hand in her class. I stopped showing her my ideas. But in my mind, I kept replaying her words. Another dreamer. She said it like a curse. I started to think maybe it was. After graduation, I didn't go to college right away. I worked at a gas station during the day and spent nights learning everything I could about startups, branding, and marketing. I didn't have money, but I had time and resentment. Two things that, when mixed, create fire. Years passed. I launched small projects that failed spectacularly. I lost savings, friends, even confidence. But each failure taught me something that school never did. Persistence. Mrs. Keller was right about one thing. I was a dreamer. But she never realized that dreamers who refuse to quit eventually wake up successful. My breakthrough came when I designed a product for freelancers, something to help manage their time and goals. I called it Dreamer. First, it was a joke, but the name stuck. It was ironic, simple, and powerful. The app took off faster than I could process. Within a year, we had thousands of users. Within 3, we were international. I hired a full team and opened an office in the city, the kind of place people like Mrs. Keller said I'd never step foot in. One day, I got a letter from my old school inviting me to speak at Career Day. I smiled so hard I almost teared up. Of course, I said yes. When I walked onto that stage, I saw her sitting there, older but still with that same critical expression. I started my speech by saying, "Someone once told me being a dreamer was a waste of time. So I named my company after it." The room laughed. She didn't. Afterwards, she approached me. She tried to act proud, saying, "I always knew you'd do something." I just smiled and said, "You were right about me being a dreamer. You just underestimated what dreamers can do." Now, every time I see the word dreamer on a billboard, app store, or business card, I think about that classroom, that insult, that laughter. She gave me the best brand name I could have asked for. One born from doubt, molded by pain, and proven by persistence. Sometimes the people who try to define your limits end up naming your legacy.